So, your brand probably sucks because you're trying to be too perfect. Why am I saying this? Let's start with what the purpose of a brand is. A brand on its own, the image, the identity, the assets that make up what people think of when they hear your name. Simple's job is to imprint in the mind of your customer or your consumer a memory that they can recall when they mention your name. Okay, so your brand, whether it's a look, whether it's they see your logo, they hear the name, they see your colors, should trigger a memory, a feeling, an idea in their mind. Now, the problem with most brands today is they're trying to be too perfect. And what is perfect? Really, perfect is showing up in a way that you believe is this way you're supposed to, right? And how do you, where does that idea of supposed to come from? Well, it comes from what you see out in the world. In the case of business, oftentimes it comes from what you see from your competitors, what you see from big brands. So oftentimes I notice that small businesses try to replicate the behaviors, the look and feel of big brands or their competitors. As a result, they lose the ability to be memorable because now, as a human, I look around me and if I see two things that seem similar, I group them together and all of a sudden, boom, it doesn't matter which one's A or B, right? But if I look around and I see there's A that looks has red, bright colors, and there is B, dark blue colors, I'm naturally going to distinguish those two things apart from each other, right? So in a lot of ways, one of the things that you should be doing when you think about how you're developing your brand is thinking about how your brand can be different from your competitors. And I think it should actually be based on something that's wrong with your brand or your business. Hear me out. The way that I approach building brands and strategy for people is answering really three main questions. What does the audience need? What is the brand great at that can help solve that need? And then let's keep it simple. What passions or channels or values do the brand and your audience share? And then that's how we communicate to your audience. But recently I've been thinking a lot that maybe I need to add a fourth. What is wrong with your brand? What does it not do quite well? And then make that a part of how your brand shows up, okay? So for example, McDonald's has a really specific brand and identity, but it also has a flaw. And that flaw is that it is standardized. But that's also its strength because you can have McDonald's no matter where you are the same every time.